Alright guys, so welcome to everything that you need to know about the tech tier items coming in this new patch, which is dropping for PC on the 30th of this month, and I'm not sure when it's coming for console. I guess I'll drop a link down to the patch notes so you guys can check. This stuff is coming on frickin' Monday, and I'm super excited. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So we're gonna go through all this information, but before we start, if at any point in this video you find yourself liking this video, make sure that you beat the crap out of that like button, and let's go through all this. So the first thing that we need to talk about, because there's also some other things that are not tech tier within this video that we need to show. So first of all, we have the lance. It's a new weapon. You can use it to knock players off of mounts, and as you can see right here, and yeah, it's basically, you can also use it for jousting, which is pretty cool. The next thing is the hair. This stuff sways when you move, which is pretty amazing. You can also change the length, style, and color of the hair. You can cut the hair using the new scissors item. It takes about 5 hours for the hair to grow from nothing to lots of hair, I guess, and it takes about 7 or 8 hours for the beard to grow. Other players can cut your hair too, so prepare to be trolled with mohawks. So now on to the tech tier. This is the tech transmitter. It's basically your personal obelisk, and you can use this thing to do everything that a normal obelisk can do, except you cannot travel to boss arenas from it. So wildcard is making it even easier for alpha tribes to raid you, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. You guys are going to love this update. Everybody's going to be super happy about it. And you can possibly also use this thing as like a personal item storage thing, because I know within the actual obelisk you can store items, because I have like birthday hats and stuff stored in there. I'm not sure if you can do that on official though, so I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so now on to the tech replicator. This is basically the crafting station for all of the tech tier items. It is freaking massive, as you can see. It is just ridiculous, and it looks super cool too. So, as you can see, it has 500 slots on the inside. They have said that it's supposed to also craft items 4 times faster than others, like crafting benches and different things, so maybe you can craft everything in here. That would be pretty cool. I know they've talked about it in the past that you will be able to actually craft large blueprints that you could not fit all the items into the smithy, you know, like those Moses saddles and stuff. You're gonna be able to craft those inside of this, because 500 slots, come on now. You're gonna be able to do it there. So tech knowledge is something that we need to talk about because it's super important. So how do you get tech knowledge? You get it by killing the bosses. Tech knowledge is basically knowledge of the items so you can craft and use the items. So basically a level 1 cannot just come along, steal your tech armor and kill everything. He can steal it, he just can't use it. So it's pretty balanced in my opinion. So basically, what else do you get by killing the bosses? You also get element, which is the new resource, which is used to craft and use pretty much anything in the tech tier. It powers it, you use it as ammo. It's ridiculous. You're gonna need a lot of the stuff, so you're gonna need to grind out those bosses like hell. Speaking of the bosses, there will be 3 difficulties for each boss: easy, medium, and hard. The harder the boss, the greater the reward. So probably more element, more technology, I guess. You can also not use any of these tech items to fight the bosses, because I guess they don't want to make it too easy for us. Eventually in the game there will be a 4th boss, which is not coming in this update or anytime soon. So you can find this boss at the very end of a unrevealed cave, so it's probably going to be the tech cave thing that they've talked about before. So you basically get through the whole cave, you're going to find the boss at the very end, and I have a video talking about all this stuff, showing off some models and stuff from the dev kit called like Endgame. So I'll leave a link down below, and it will be in the end cards as well. You guys can check that out if you want to. If not, that's also fine. So now we have the tech rifle. It uses element to power it. Technically it does not have ammo, it can shoot infinitely, but it does have kind of like a cooldown type thing, so if it gets too hot it has to stop, and like, because it overheats, and it has to stop and let out some air and basically cool down the whole thing. It shoots energy blasts, which are slightly explosive, and its scope has night vision, which is pretty amazing. So moving on to the tech armor, you can paint all of this stuff, even the LEDs as well. It's going to be amazing. The helmet has a player scanner which shows nearby enemies and friendlies and everything. It kind of just shows green for friendlies, red for enemies, and yeah, that's pretty cool. It also has a night vision mode as well, and you can combine that night vision and the player scanner in the same thing for just nighttime raiding, I guess. It looks pretty cool though, and it also has that kind of little bit on the bottom, like as if you're looking through the helmet, which is pretty amazing. So now we have the jetpack slash chest piece. It is going to allow you to fly, jump really high, and also if you combine it with the leggings, you can get the Superman flight mode where you're shooting forward really fast. Looks amazing. You can use the jetpack underneath the water as well, kind of like as like a propulsion type thing, so you can move through the water really quick, which is going to be super cool for the underwater bases which are coming eventually. So that is kind of confirmed. You're going to be able to use tech items underneath the water. Oh, I cannot wait for that stuff. So the leggings will allow you to run at superhuman speed, and it's also going to allow you to run through building pieces, trees, and even rocks. What the hell, this is going to be so cool. I cannot wait to ruin everything. So it also seems like it also does damage to players and creatures when you hit them, and a cool thing to note is that you can run over water with it, which is like super amazing. Another thing to note as well is that the boots absorb all falling damage, so that's probably going to be my new favorite thing. And the gauntlets, last of all, the last piece of armor, the gauntlets, oh my god, I'm so excited. You can use them to do a charged punch, and it even has its own little aiming system. It looks amazing. You can also combo this with the flight mode, and you can kind of do like a flying punch, which is just amazing in every way. Something else to note is that whenever you have this tech armor equipped, you get this little UI that you might be able to spot on the screen there, just down by the player stats. It basically has like a charge bar. It goes from the top to the bottom, and once it goes down to nothing, basically that item consumes one piece of element to recharge itself. So you're constantly using this stuff, you're also constantly using up element, which is pretty expensive, so it kind of balances it out. So you're not going to be able to just use this stuff all the time. You're not going to want to, basically, but you can, I guess, if you have a lot of element. But it's going to be super hard to actually get your hands on all this stuff. So it does balance it out slightly. Even though a lot of people are very afraid of this update, I think it will be pretty cool anyway, because it is kind of balanced in a way. So next we have the tech laser armor on the Rex, and it looks freaking amazing. So first of all, we're only getting like the armor on the Rex right now. I know eventually we're getting Giga, and then we're also getting the Mosa, which we've seen in a promotional photo before. So these are all going to be coming at some point, but right now we only have the Rex, which is pretty cool. So you can use this thing, you can transform him from the normal Rex into the laser Rex by just hitting control on your keyboard. The lasers move forward, and you can aim and shoot lasers from the helmet. Oh my god, it's going to be amazing. So these lasers seem to do explosive damage to structures and dinos, and oh dude, it's going to be so exciting to just destroy everything with an amazing Rex. I am so excited. So really quickly, we're also just going to go over some of the creatures that they previewed as well. So this is the Basilosaurus. It's kind of like the new underwater creature. You can use this thing to, it insulates you from the hot and the cold when you're riding it, which is going to be kind of useful if you're living in the Arctic. But also you can kill these things and harvest blubber, and you can use that to basically get the new, like a new type of gasoline, which is going to be pretty cool. You can also use these guys to fight jellyfish because they don't get stunned by them, and you can also kill krakens with them because they are immune to being grabbed by a kraken, which is kind of strange if you think about it. So yeah, these guys are actually going to be kind of decent, even though you cannot go down to the depths of the ocean, because if you do, they start to take damage. So yeah, that's the Basilosaurus. It's kind of cool, I guess. So next we have the Baryonyx, which is a creature that you can use to travel out by land or by water as well, because it can do both pretty quick. It is also pretty strong as well. It has a stun attack, and if you eat fish, it regens really quick, which is kind of useful if you're living nearby water. So yeah, that's the Baryonyx. So next we have the Prolavia. This is going to be kind of like the landmine of Ark. You can have these creatures burrow into the ground, and they hibernate when they're in the ground as well, so you don't need to constantly feed them, which is pretty cool. Though, as you can see, when they're in the ground, it's a little bit too obvious that they are there, so hopefully they make a change or something, because that is ridiculously obvious. It's almost like a rock golem. I don't know. I guess you could use them to scare people off, but I really don't see very many people falling for this unless you can hide them inside of foundations or something. That would be kind of cool, actually, if you could. So yeah, this is the Prolavia. It's going to be a semi-useful creature. Another thing to note is that you can use Troodons to sniff these guys out, because Troodons can locate any dino pretty much with their scouting abilities. So if you're going for a raid, bring a Troodon, I guess, if you have the patience to tame one. So this is the Ovis. It is a sheep, and basically you tame these guys by feeding them cake, which is pretty cool. You know, you just feed cake to a sheep and then it's your friend. That's gotta be the best thing ever. But yeah, so you feed cake to them, they're your friend. You can use them to farm wool, which apparently is going to be the exact same as pelt, or maybe you craft it into pelt. I'm not exactly sure, they'd never really mentioned. But yeah, you can shear them using the new scissors, and they're kind of like, they just keep growing like players pretty much. So it's like a constant little farm. So just keep a couple of these guys around, and you got yourself a lot of pelt. And oh man, I cannot wait for these guys. Apparently they also give mutton when you kill them too, which you can use for taming. I don't know if it might be useful for some sort of kibble eventually. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But anyway guys, that is the only creatures that they actually mentioned or showed off, which kind of worries me. It really does. Are they gonna pull the Thylocaleo, the Microraptor, and the Ammonite out of the patch? Possibly, because they did not show them. And also this tweet, there you go. I don't really know what to make of that, to be honest. So yeah, that's kind of worrying. Either way, if you guys enjoyed this roundup video, make sure that you guys beat the crap out of that like button, and let me know what your favorite new addition will be. Let me know how much you hate the tech tier, because I know you do if you're an official player. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, because I do plenty of these news videos. I will be covering all of this content as well in videos, and yeah, so I will see you guys next time.